Hey guys, we're back for another Voxx Verdict 2021 video. I'm joined by Clara and Stu. We're going to be talking about Vincent Bueno and one of the two amens in this year's contest. So let's do it, guys. So last year he was alive. This year his song seems to be all about funerals and death with a bit of amen thrown in there for good measure. But Clara, I'm going to come to you first. What do you think of Vincent Bueno's song for this year?
I was surprised because I really liked the funky vibe that he brought last year, but I had to sit and find the things I liked about the song, and there are a lot of things to like. It's just, it was very shocking. He came from a very different place, as you very well pointed out. And for me, it's a song that I could have heard from like Backstreet Boys, Westlife, or like these 90s boy bands that became so popular and that I actually now really vibe to and we're partying and so on. I think it is it's a very elegant song. It's very radio friendly with lyrics that people can relate. And I'd love to see the bridge supported by, I don't know, like a choir of gospel choir, giving this the amen and giving us amens. And I don't know, after a few listening to it, I like it. I don't super like it, but I don't dislike it either. I think it's a decent approach to the festival.
Oh, you're so polite, Clara. Stu.
Okay, so starting off with positives, I think before the song was released, Vincent said that he was going to be trying something that was totally different to what he's done before, which I think is pretty commendable. And, you know, like that's always a risk for any artist to do, and especially to do it for something like Eurovision, it's a huge step. I think vocally, this should be really well-rounded when we see it live. I don't think there have been any live performances of it yet, unless I've missed something. I do find it quite hard to connect with the song. Like you can kind of grasp at certain themes and stuff, but the thing that really confuses me, and you know, maybe there's something that's really obvious there for other people, is that he says amen and then he follows it up with "Is this what you wanted?" which is like amen is supposed to be an affirmation of like, you know, we agree. So like go ahead. I'm curious.
He's conceding. Okay, this is what you wanted. Just like go with it. Amen to you. This is what you wanted.
Yeah, and I thought about that, but again, I still, it still strikes me as a bit odd. So yeah, lyrically it was a bit hard to connect to, and like in terms of, you know, the music side of it, like the melody and all that, I don't find a lot here that really sits that well with me. I'm not bothered by it, but it you know, considering that when it comes to the Eurovision as a competition, this one is really kind of fallen off my radar pretty quickly. But again, I do think that, you know, we should expect a really well-rounded vocal performance from him. I wouldn't think of him as like the best vocalist based on what I've seen from him, but again, like he will do justice to the song, and I think that could, you know, that could mean good things enough in this semifinal.
Yeah, the reason I'm smiling is because I'm going to say straight away that I really love this song, and I've been sat there trying to think of all the reasons why I love it, and I'm not quite sure what those reasons are. But I have to say that when Jess, actually from Team Eurovoxx, told me that I was going to really like this song, so she must know me well, because the first time I heard it, it gave me the goosebumps actually when I watched the video. I wasn't quite sure what the video was about in relation to the song, because it seemed more about kind of him being in lockdown. I guess that was a nod to what's happened over the past year, and then kind of the doors opening. Wasn't quite sure how that fitted with the song. But for me, this is another throwback song. It's something that Clara said could come from I wouldn't necessarily think of a boy band maybe, but maybe I compared it to kind of a George Michael style song from the early 90s. I like the melody. It's simple. The lyrics are simple. There's nothing kind of groundbreaking or very original about this song in my mind, but The melody pleases me. The feeling it gives me when I listen to it pleases me. I was expecting him to come back with some bop and banger, so it's nice to see that he's come back with something different. I mean, he's a really good vocalist, and I think we've seen that. I don't think we would have any concerns about his vocals in performing this song. And there's some, I can't remember if there's some very high notes in this, but you know, he needs some power in his voice for the chorus especially. So I have no concerns about the performance. I worry about the staging, because I think for this to have any chance of qualifying from the semi-final, they need to do something really original with the staging, and I'm not sure whether we're going to have that coming from Austria this year. So I worry that it will get lost. And this one is one that could be in danger based on the feedback that I've heard from other people and other fans. But for me, I would love to see this in the final. So yeah, it's a simple song that gives me you know, it gives me goosebumps when I listen to it, and I have listened to it a lot since it was released. But if we were going to talk about kind of qualification chances, guys, how are you seeing this? Personally, I think it will struggle.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I mean, we should expect a good vocal performance from this. I would say, though, that in order for it to stand out, it would need something that's more dynamic, because, you know, you were mentioning that, like, there isn't really like a notable note or a notable moment where it really feels like he's showing off. But I like the suggestion that you had, Clara, of the idea of bringing in a gospel choir, because that might, you know, help elevate the feeling a little bit. You know, who knows if that's what they're going for, because obviously a lot of the delegations are leaning on this new rule that allows for pre-recorded vocals, and therefore making the delegations a smaller team overall. But yeah, I think this one is in the first half of semifinal 2. And although it's not like that similar in style, I think that the song that this resembles the most would be Ukusaviste's song, in the sense that it's a solo male performer. It's kind of, well, this one's more of a ballad than that one. That one, it's got ballad elements of it, but it still has a bit more of a prominent beat. I would say that one of the two could definitely make it to the final, but not both of them.
Yeah, I totally agree. One canceling each other out. And they both are very dramatic songs. And I think going back to this, what kind of staging they could bring, for me, it would look like a very dramatic staging with like different light, having the light being one of the main focus to empathize this drama, or this like amen, and this distraught. Is that a word in English?
Distraught, yeah.
Distraught, yes, exactly. So I think the lighting would help very much, or like a game of darks and like lights, something like that. It has to. Maybe
it needs a moment in the song or the staging that's going to elevate it to another level, and I'm not sure if we're seeing that in the song on its own, although I will say again that I do love it. Maybe they could use Cesar Sampson's Spaceship, because that worked well for him. I mean, if you look back to Austria a couple of years ago, no one was really talking about that song, and then it came I think it came top in the juries, third overall.
Yep.
Third overall, first in the juries.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't see that happening for Vincent. I will also say that I think the guy is the same age as me, and he looks about 20 years younger, and that bothers me a little bit. So maybe I will knock off a couple of points just for that. But guys, if we're going to have to give an emoji for how we feel about the song, Stu, I'm coming to you.
So me, I'm going to give this the kind of chin scratch emoji, because I really, again, I don't connect with it that much. Yeah, it's this one, which you should see right there. Perhaps again with a more dynamic vocal performance, I could like it a bit more. But for the time being, it's not on my radar, and I really wouldn't mind that much if it missed the final. But you know, I still think that this could really resonate with certain members of the audience.
For me, it's a very neutral song. It doesn't really go anywhere in the contest. I don't think it will stand out so much, and it might get lost among the other songs in the semi-final. But it is an elegant song. It is classy. It's very well produced. It's just not saying anything we don't know. It's not bringing anything new.
Yeah, and this is what I'm giving it. I've said already that I love the song. I think for me, what I'd have liked more is maybe if the song felt a bit more personal to him. With this, it doesn't. It feels like an off-the-shelf type song with those lyrics. So it would have been nicer for me if it's something more personal, but I still love the melody. I love him. I'm sad we're not going to get to see him bouncing around on the stage. But it's not just us, guys. We've also got the scores from the other members of Team Eurovoxx. Here they are. Pretty middle of the road, I would say. No one particularly loving it. No one hating it as well. So will it stand out for that reason? Maybe not. We will see. But guys, we'd love to know what you think of Vincent Bueno's song Amen. So let us know in the comments down there. Otherwise, go to our Facebook page, our Instagram, Twitter, follow us on our socials and subscribe to your Voxx channel. Until the next video, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.